Lorenzo.
Yeah. Neal, Neal. Lorenzo.
I'm gonna follow you, but not right now because
We're
are
live.
we live?
We're live, girl. We're live.
What is going on? I was just trying to get your social media handle because
I
things
know.
are pumping off. We are live, Radio Row. Erin Coscarelli alongside my 4-time Pro Bowl fullback Lorenzo Neal. We are here at Super Bowl 59. What is up? How you doing?
Sister,
I'm so
it's so good to hang out with you. We're here. The atmosphere is great.
It is
watching all these guys, all these players. I can't believe how skinny some of these guys are getting. I'm looking at Mike, like Mike Golick. I mean, seeing how skinny he got. I mean, you watch some of these guys, and a lot of them are got bigger, a lot of them got smaller. But I mean, it's just so much action, so much energy here, Erin. I'm just happy to be here with you. We're here.
I know.
We're here.
You played in New Orleans. Is it cool to be back? I mean, New Orleans truly is one of my favorite cities. It is popping off here. The streets, the traffic. There's tons of security. There's tons of celebrities. There's tons of media. All the players. I mean, New Orleans is one of my favorite cities, and to have it host a Super Bowl 59. What's it been like for you to be back?
One word, legendary. I mean, going back, coming back here, getting in town and like, okay, where I'm going to go. I'm going to go and get some beignets. I know you're so fine. I understand you got your figure and I tell you, you look great, but we got to splurge, get a beignet.
Okay.
Maybe get a beignet or two.
Yeah.
You don't go hang out a little bit, get down to the French Quarters. Yeah. I'll take you to, we'll go to Rath and Calcuz, and there's a place, we never close. I'll take you to get a po' boy sandwich. Have you got any of that yet? You ready for this? Are you sure, Erin? I don't know if you can hang. Your boy's got this New Orleans on lock.
I mean, listen, if there is someone to hang out in my favorite city, it is no other than Lo Neal. I'm so stoked. We are here, Radio Row, Believe, presented by Bet Online. Erin Coscarelli, my fullback. I mean, what are you most excited about? Is it being here? Is it getting to see the peeps? I mean, I love that you were saying maybe some guys are getting into Super Bowl shape. You were saying are they trimming down, getting ready for Super Bowl week? I mean,
you know what? It's like sometimes you see a lot of guys, and either they go to the left or they go to the right, meaning they just get bigger when they retire. Erin, you've been around these guys. You see, I know. I mean, I'm gonna throw a shot at my running back, who was a great, actually played. You understand, played for many years. One of the best Mighty Mouse.
Oh my God, do tell who?
One of the best little running backs. You know him very well. Played in Jacksonville for many years.
Okay, MJ.
Oh, now he's swole. No. So
wait, you said he's been having a couple of beignets.
A couple. See, he gonna probably hear this and come at me and say, "Lo, you came at me hard." Yeah. See, that's what he went the other. I mean, he looks more like he can play down lineman now. I mean, Erin, you see me now.
I'm not upset about it. He's a Bruin, and we have an issue.
I love him, and I was just saying, and then I see some guys that they were D linemen, and now they look like tight ends. They just got so but it's just great to see so many guys. I think the biggest thing, as I digress, the biggest thing that I love is just coming back and seeing all the players, seeing all the guys, and seeing everyone you love.
Getting people to just randomly show up on set. Oh my God, our guy Adam Rank, my favorite human being on the planet.
Walk in here. Get on. Let's go.
You need to get on headset. Just walk right up.
Come
what
on.
Is this, by the way? Who are you here with?
Yeah,
Adam Rank.
The Sick Podcast with Adam Rank.
Here. Let me pull this in for you. Let me pull this in for you.
I mean, this is what happens at Radio Row. You literally just see celebrities, fantasy stars. Adam Rank is in the house. And then
there's a lot of famous people. And then there's Rank. He's just walking around trying to get interviews like everybody else. I'm doing great.
Yeah.
Love being out here, love being at the Super Bowl and all that good stuff. So it's always a thrill for me to listen to you.
I mean,
You got to be. How are you?
You know what? Legendary. I feel great. I mean, what most? We didn't really talking about the Super Bowl, but just what do you love about this week?
I know it's amazing. When did you get in?
I got in on Monday.
Okay.
Because Arsenal was playing host to Man City on Sunday, and I'm like, I don't want to miss this game.
Sure.
The only flight out of Long Beach was early in the morning. I'm like, I don't want to be on the plane when Arsenal's beating this team, which they did. So I got in and ran to the media party and all that stuff last night and doing it. But that's what I really love is I love the camaraderie of this. Like for players, you talk about the things that you miss the most might not be the game or anything like that, but it's coming to events like this and running into people and seeing somebody like,
hey, Bill.
Oh, we only see these
hope your
people
family's well. Hope you guys are doing good.
And
There
I'm just gonna
no,
try and
there's
get
some-
going 'cause I know you've got
there
10
is
minutes.
someone-
I'm excited.
There
to talk to you.
is
Thank you so much
feedback,
again for
Lindsay.
making
We're
time.
gonna chat with
Sharp.
our person right now.
Happy to do it.
Somebody's
All right,
there's
3,
feedback.
2, 1.
We're
All
getting.
right, we are
Yeah, we're
joined
getting
now
feedback.
by Clark Hunt, chairman
Anyways,
and
this is
CEO
crazy.
We're gonna take.
of
I'm
the
gonna get,
Kansas
I gotta take
City
my headset
Chiefs.
off.
Clark,
Anyways,
it's great to
sorry,
hear your
it's
voice
Take that off.
again.
God, that was really that was
Congratulations
interesting. We got
on
some
yet
of these
another
conversations. It was
incredible
with Clark Hunt.
so
I'm like,
far,
I
maybe
listen to
more on
this.
Sunday.
I wanna
Runs
hear
so good.
what he has to say.
Yeah.
What he has to say. But
Well,
I
thank you very
still
much.
get a
It's
big
great to be
thrill
on with you
about coming
today.
to this. Whenever I come into radio,
So for folks that don't know, I had the
I
great
love to see
pleasure
the sets. I love
of
to see the people. And on Tuesday, it was sort of morose. Like there wasn't a lot going on.
Right.
Now everybody's here.
Shows up.
Wednesday is when it really picks up.
It's impossible to get through the streets. Like Decatur completely shut down. Forget trying to get on Bourbon Street. I made the lethal mistake of renting a car, and I'm not sure that was very smart. Well, because you know what, Adam? I don't know if you have this problem, but when I go outside, I have naturally curly hair. I tend to try to straighten it, and so it turns into a frizzy situation. It's not very cute, but no, I love it. Are you for you? Were you at Super Bowl last year in Vegas?
We were in Vegas last year doing that stuff, and that was a cool thing too. I got to hang out with Carrot Top. Which I thought was awesome.
Wait, what's he like?
He was really nice, and it's funny too because it's actually a little humbling. And he comes up, he's like, "Oh, I know who you are." I'm like, "You're all say that to everybody." Like, no, I'm a big fan.
Oh, he knew who you were.
He did. He
okay.
did. So I was like, wow. So that was a lot of fun, and it was cool, and it's awesome to get all the interviews. I know everybody does this like a lot of these people who are pitching products or whatever, they probably got to hear the same questions. So I always try to think of like something like, what have they not heard yet?
Yeah.
Like, what are they?
What's
not
been the
talking
best question you've gotten so far?
for me? Well, I saw Brandon Aubrey. He was telling me, I don't know if I should say this, but he's like,
say it.
The feedback he gets on Instagram, this is so mean. Like if he misses a field goal or anything like that, like I can't even imagine people sending him Venmo requests, like, "Hey, I lost out," like whatever. Like you're the one who's dumb enough to participate in this kind of activity. I mean, keep doing it because it's making me money.
Yeah,
I love it.
But,
I love it. I love it. Okay, well, I mean, we talk about asking original questions, but it is Super Bowl. It is Super Bowl week.
What's funny is I was just telling a story. So you get this. So somebody asked me, they're like, what is one thing you don't know about the NFL? And I'm like, how athletic everybody is. Like you don't understand the athleticism, and anybody who's sitting there and watching a game and thinks like, I could do that.
I love when people do that.
And we used to work with MJD.
Right.
And so remember when we were doing Fantasy and Friends, we had that pull-up bar outside the studio. We had a small studio about the size of this area.
Yep.
And outside of it, there's a pull-up bar. And one time the crew was like, "Hey, let's do a pull-up contest." And I beat MJD 11-1.
Did you
on a Monday? No,
A pull-up contest.
You got him. You got the skinny version, or you got?
We were just talking about MJD. That's
why. You
why.
got the heavy D version.
No, I was a legit pull-up master.
Right.
I did 12 pull-ups. On Friday, he comes in. He goes, "Let's do pull-ups."
Oh, he wanted a rematch?
Wanted a rematch.
Okay.
I did 11, which again, very nice.
Sure.
He did 19.
What?
And we weren't betting money. And I go, "What happened?" He's like, "I just worked on it for a week." So I'm like, on Monday.
That's crazy.
On Monday,
that's crazy.
He came ready.
You were only physically able to do one pull-up. And then in a week's worth of work, he's like, "Yeah, I swam a lot this week and did some work on it." And then got from 1 to 19.
That's crazy.
Wow.
Really?
I go, it's taking me. I stopped doing pull-ups that day.
Wow.
I love it.
That's
I love
a
it. He puts you in
phenomenal
shape.
lesson.
We were talking about MJD. We do love MJD. I mean, he is. You know what?
He's an awesome guy.
He is.
He's the best.
He is awesome. We do need to get before we let you
Get a
go.
real guest.
We need to get. Well, first of all, you're a fantasy expert.
Somebody important's coming.
This show is presented by Bet Online.
Yes.
Which running back is going to pop off in the game? And well, that's a dumb question, but I mean, who do you think is going to win in the game?
You know what?
And by how much? I need to tap into your expertise.
I'm going to look like a hedger right now because last week you think about it, you look at the rosters, you're like, Eagles have a better roster, top to bottom. Like, there's no doubt about it. Like, let's be realistic. It's a better roster.
Yeah.
Harry Roseman's done a great job. But then you're like Steve Spagnuolo and Andy Reid.
Yeah.
It's 2 weeks to prepare.
Yeah.
Like, how do you go against it? So
Yeah.
I'm going to take the hero's way out and find a prop and be like, well, something like that.
You sound like my buddy Joey Fortenbaugh.
Yeah.
Joe Fortenbaugh works with ESPN. You know Joe Fortenbaugh. I
Yeah.
watch him on, and he's does a gambling segment, and he goes, I talked to him. And I said, "What do you think?" He said going to take the Eagles the first half, and he goes, it's hard to bet against Kansas City, and he said Eagles have a better roster. Exactly what you're saying. He said it comes down to Spags, Andy Reid, and the quarterback, and that's the biggest deal for Kansas City. He said so, but Eagles should win on paper. They have a better team. Yeah. But
I mean, by the way, we do this every single year. We're like,
Kansas City.
You just can't. Pat Mahomes 3-1 in the last 4 Super Bowls, and he's maybe going to go for the three-peat. In the event he does, that'll be history will be made.
Incredible.
Adam Brink.
By the way, the first half is always usually lower scoring.
Okay.
If that's of interest to anybody.
So your podcast is called Sick?
The Sick Podcast with Adam Brink. If you're a fan of the Chicago Bears, I suggest you listen to
the Bears.
If you're not a fan of the Chicago Bears, I suggest you just download it and never listen to it. But give us the views on it. Just subscribe on YouTube.
Subscribe, 5 stars.
You don't have to watch it.
Adam Brink is legendary. We love you so much. Thank you for stopping by.
You can use that. Everybody asks you how you doing. Legendary.
Yeah. And if you want to, bring us a shot of something, what's up? We love Ryan Bartlett. If you want to come by again, bring us a margarita. Lorenzo Neal is a big fan of the Sazerac and a beignet.
Somebody had Fireball.
Fireballs. Okay. All right.
Don't
Adam Brink.
Scary.
Fireballs. It's going to be amazing. We love you so much. Thank you for stopping by the Sick Podcast with Adam Brink. Adam,
bring us some gear, man. I like that. Got some slick gear. I'll rock it, brother.
You're the best. Adam Brink, thanks for stopping.
Thanks, Adam.
We love that guy. I mean, seriously, he is amazing. We did work together at NFL Network. We did host a show called Fantasy and Friends, and I mean, he's just
great story.
He is brilliant about fantasy, and he is a very, very fun listen, and he's honestly one of the nicest guys I've ever worked with.
Oh, of course, he is.
I mean, including
the story that I was taken away about. MJD. We were talking about. Isn't that crazy? How he dropped it. But the story, he do one pull up, and in 7 days he comes back and he does 19. That's true.
That is what is so amazing about the NFL is you guys as athletes as a whole. Is that something you think you could do? Like, could you get right back in it? I mean, we talk about like Aaron Donald retiring, and the man on the sideline looks like the dude could still just like take out every single NFL quarterback, in the league.
He could. If you got to realize, a lot of guys like Aaron Donald, he could come back and play 2 or 3 plays and be unstoppable.
Right.
But after that, he's done. So guys, you never really lose that itch. You never lose that wanting to compete. I mean, I have a son, 28, 20, and it's like, dude, he pushes me. Like, I'm like, dude, you got to kill us.
Mm-hmm.
That's something about that you're talking about, just the NFL and sports in general, the drive that you have. You hear this guy, he's talking about doing 11 pull-ups, and MJD does 1. Then a week later, just the drive, the push to say, I'm going to conquer that. That's what it's about, and that's why the NFL is so competitive.
Mm-hmm.
That's what makes Kansas City Chiefs unbelievable, because they continue to just stay right there at the top edge.
Yeah, it is. It is insane. And I mean, they're going for a historic 3-peat. Patrick Mahomes. We do have a lot to talk about. I'm going to ask you every single question in the book with regards to the storylines. Please, we're on YouTube, presented by BetOnline. Jump on, ask us questions. Make sure to subscribe, rate. We love reviews. We love to hear from you. Comment. What are your thoughts? What are your predictions about the big game? Super Bowl 59.
Wow.
It is in 4 days. I am here with Lorenzo Neal, my 4-time Pro Bowler, and we're here live at Radio Row. I mean, you can't script it better here for the big game, Super Bowl 59.
No,
I'm so excited.
You can. I mean, just the atmosphere that you have. You're watching different guys. You just saw, Shannon Sharp through the building. You're watching Gronkowski here running around, hanging out with his dad, and just seeing. We even got to see the most interesting man in the world, for the commercial. And he told us, me and you were laughing because he's got a cane. And like Old Spice guy, and he's got his shirt off, and he's walking around with his shirt off, and he's he's the most, the Old Spice guy. And I'm like, dude, what happened? You shooting a commercial? And he's like, no, playing pickleball. So he got a man down.
Listen,
so,
he still has to show up and do, media interviews and press, and the guys on IR. He was walking around with a cane, a pretty gnarly limp.
Yes, it was very gnarly.
Yeah, and you literally were like, what happened? Like, he must have had some high impact. No, it was playing pickleball. I mean, it is a dangerous sport. I actually played paddle.
Did you?
Have you heard of that?
Yes. How are you?
It's so terrible.
Okay.
I'm not, listen, I pretend I have some athleticism.
You have some.
I moonlight as an athlete.
Okay.
I can throw the ball pretty far if I sail a football, but I mean, can't keep it up. Pickleball is it is, I suppose, a dangerous sport.
But it's really blowing up. You're watching all these pickleball courts around.
Yeah.
I mean, tennis is like an afterthought now. Everyone,
I know.
I mean, these pickleball, you're watching them around towns. They just got these pickleball clubs, and I'm like, dude, are you going to join, Aaron? Are you thinking about getting into pickleball?
I love it. I do love it. I mean, do you play a sport now? What do you get into?
You know what? Tiger's lost it, so I think I'm going to take over for Tiger. I'm playing golf right now. I think I'm probably one of the best, black golfers out there. Just gonna say it. I mean, just say it. I mean, probably get kicked off the air for saying, but yeah, I'm making golf great again, baby.
Okay, I love it. You know what? I love the controversy. I love it. Keep it edgy a little bit. Do you rock like the plaid pants and you do the whole like look when you don't play
what?
golf?
You ought to see me. What I'll do next time I play. I'm gonna send you a photo of me in my golf attire, and because I know you got style, you have swag. You always are dressed to the 9s and 10s. Yep. I mean, so so I want you to rate it. You can, I think I come in around 7 or 8. It could be pretty good. I'm not. Marshall's like a 10 when he, Marshall goes out. He's got to be just. But I can rock.
Oh, Marshall Falk.
Yeah, he can play.
Yeah,
Marshall can play.
Have you played with him?
Yeah, he took me down, but he took me. But I'm a lot better now. My game is getting way stronger. My game is continuing to grow. It keeps evolving. Okay. So I'm just like, who's next? Like talking about. How my man was talking about how, he did 1 push-up and then he came back and did 19. Yeah. I'm like that in golf.
Yeah. Okay.
I just
you're quick.
I'm quick like that.
I love that. Yeah. I love that. Well, listen, quick. Think about it. The three-peat, historic, back-to-back potential championships for Andy Reid and Pat Mahomes. We talked about it earlier, and I want to get your take because it became a big headline leading up to the week. Pat Mahomes, if he does get the three-peat, does that make him the GOAT? And before all of you guys go, wait, hold on, it's Tom Brady, which of course he's got 7. In my opinion, I do think the three-peat back-to-back is harder to achieve only because keeping that roster tight, keeping it together, and when you win a championship, you kind of have a target on your back. But what do you think? Do you think he deserves to become the new, crowned the GOAT, Pat Mahomes, for how quickly he's been able to do it in the event he wins another one? Or what do you think?
I think it's just amazing that you're even considering this guy to be the GOAT.
Yeah.
And I think for fans and people around to say, look what Patty Mahomes has done and look what he's already accomplished in his tenure. He's been amazing. Mm-hmm. And what's the things that were consistent for Tom Brady? You know what it was. It was Belichick, Gronkowski, and then putting in certain players at certain times. Mm-hmm. He lose players. He'll get a player back. Look at Tom Brady, the way that guy was he and the head coach were the thing. Look at Mahomes. Who does he have? Andy Reid. Mm-hmm. Andy Reid. And Spagnoli. So Spags. Mm-hmm. If you look at the way that their team is made up, guys come and go, but the main is always the main thing. And I think that's what makes this team unique and make them a lot like what the New England Patriots was doing, the dynasty, because you knew Belichick wasn't going anywhere. Mm-hmm. You knew Belichick was going to be that defensive guy. Belichick won Super Bowls with the Giants. Mm-hmm. You remember when he was with Parcells. So you knew he had a defense that always were going to bend but not break. Mm-hmm. You look at Belichick's defense. The Patriots won Super Bowls also because of their defense. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. You look at you look at Kansas City this year, and you look at Kansas City yesterday. They're winning. They won the Super Bowl last year, not because necessarily Mahomes. It's because of their defense. Mm-hmm. This year, this team has sputtered, won games by 2, 3, barely won. Everyone's like, they're not, something's missing. Mm-hmm. But their defense have played well. And now the offense is starting to get its stride. Mahomes, you always have a chance with them. Yeah. But the defense and Spags have done a great job. And you think about the Patriots, when they were winning, they always had a solid defense. Rodney Harrison, some of the guys, Malloy, different guys that they had. You look at this Kansas City team, defense has been a mainstay. Of course, Mahomes is a legendary type of quarterback. So, yeah, I think that – do you consider him the GOAT? I think you can have the conversation. Start to have the conversation because 20 years, the way Tom Brady played at the level in which he played, and if you think about some of the weapons, kind of like Mahomes, it didn't have necessarily great weapons all the time. He was that guy, and he's been constant. So it's really interesting just looking at the dynamics of Kansas City Chiefs and looking what I think it makes Tom Brady even more elite because Tom Brady is statuesque.
Yeah.
He wasn't. Tom Brady a guy can be getting ready to sack him and he can move 2 feet and the guy moves. He could step up in the pocket. He was a master in that square box.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't get outside the box. These guys now, they have to scramble and run. Think about how Tom Brady, how poised he is, and guys are all around him, and he's able to step up, move over to the left. And that's what Tom Brady didn't have the speed. That's what I think made him so unique, because in this Super Bowl and in modern football now, and that's what makes Tom Brady even more unique, because think about it.
Yeah.
Lamar Jackson was still playing. Mahomes was still playing. Tom Brady beat Mahomes. Think about the quarterbacks, all the quarterbacks that were in the finals. You look at Baltimore, look at the Commanders, look at Philadelphia. All these quarterbacks, Stafford would be him and Goff were probably the most statuesque guys.
Right.
But think about Josh Allen.
Oh, so you're saying you're seeing a new sort of era, a new generation.
Look at Joe Burrows. Look at the quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Tell me a team that you think that has a chance of winning a Super Bowl that has a statuesque quarterback. The only one, like you said, it might be, and he's a little mobile, but the Rams and maybe Stafford. I mean, Stafford with the Rams and Jared Goff. But you think about the league, and you think about now, because the defensive line, they're too fast. They're too strong. You can't ask your offensive lineman anymore. You got to block that guy for 4 seconds. Somebody's getting beat.
Yeah.
Everyone's not going to win that matchup. So think about what Tom Brady was really able to do against all of these elite type of quarterbacks. Because now you see it. If you can't run as a quarterback, it's hard to win.
Well, and you know what's really interesting too, Lo, is if you think about it, right? Brady, over the course of a 20-year career, our producer Lindsay has something to tell us.
Yes.
Lindsay, we're good. Oh, okay. We're gonna take a quick break. We will be right back. Erin Coscarelli with Believe, presented by Bet Online. Don't go anywhere.